Hello fellow resorters, Heather Sams from Campfire Bay Resort here, and I'm going to show you today how to do a fast and fun friendship bracelet. So first you need 5 strands of either embroidery floss or hemp, like this is hemp, and it needs to be about 1 yard long for a bracelet, probably 2 yards for a necklace. And then you are going to fold it in half and tie a knot in one end here, just using all the strands and whipping it through the circle. Make sure you get all the strands, otherwise you will be sorry. And it'll be a task trying to get it. So kind of try to make it closer to the center, leaves yourself some extra room for the tail here, and tighten it. And then get some duct tape or masking tape, something that's pretty sturdy, or even I have used, if I want to take my project on the go, I have used a big safety pin and pinned it to my pants. So once you get all 5 loops now, not just individual strands, you're going to get them separated out well, which can be somewhat of a task to get them separated. So let's see here. All right, we're not going to worry about it too much since this is a demo, but you do want to try to get it so it's not going to be too much of a mess down below. Not a huge deal because that's where the knot is, but you do want it to kind of start out nice. So you're going to put 2 of those loops on one hand on your pointer finger and your middle finger, and the other 3 loops on your pointer finger, middle finger, and ring finger. And the reason why you want this tape is you always want there to be tension on it, otherwise those loops fall off your fingers and whatnot. So you can see it's a little bit of a mess down there. I would work harder at getting that untangled a little bit better, but it's not going to be a huge deal for this. So I have my ring finger available on my left hand. I'm going to use that to go on the top of my first loop from underneath, the top of my second loop from underneath, and then I'm going to grab the 3rd top one off and come down and go tight. My tape is not behaving, so anyway, and tighten that, and then I take my fingers over here and I switch from 2nd and 3rd finger, or pointer finger, ring finger, so that my, middle finger. So my ring finger is always open. It's always the one that picks off the string from the other hand. So under from the top, and then over the top string, pull it off that middle finger and go back. Then I switch again, and I go under, over the top, and make sure I'm always tightening the strings, and under, over the top, tighten the strings, switch, and under, over the top, tighten. And so once you get going, you can really get going fast because it's, you get that tension on there, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Switch pointer finger to and ring finger or middle finger, then under, over the top, pull it off. Again, under the top string, under the top string, over that last top string, and pull it off. And hopefully you can kind of see it's starting to form this square shaped weaving or braid or whatever you want to call it at the bottom here. So under, over the top, oops, tight. Always keep it tight or they pop off your fingers. And under, over the top, switch fingers, under, over the top, switch fingers. So you can really get going, and it usually takes shape pretty fast. Like I've done several different types of friendship bracelets, and kids ages probably about 5 to 18, really like doing it, or maybe even older. And if you, especially for the younger kids, if you can get something that goes pretty fast like this, then it keeps their attention better. And some of the other types of friendship bracelets where you have the strands and not loops, and it's a type of macrame, you're going and making knots around those different other strands, it takes a long time, a lot longer than this particular design here. And the other thing too is to really get it tight. So hopefully you can kind of see here that I've got this square where you'll see V's being formed, kind of that same braid look on all four sides. So it forms literally, it's kind of a long, cube, if you will. So I'll just go over top. It goes pretty fast. So hopefully that gives you an idea. And I don't want to bore you any longer with my weaving here, though it's kind of addictive. Nice and repetitive, more so than even like knitting or crocheting, it feels like. All right, so I've got probably a little bit more ways to go, but I'm gonna just end it here. That took me maybe another 5 minutes. So like I said, it goes pretty fast. And so then when I get to this part, I take my fingers off, and I've got two natural sides here, and I will knot it. And you can do a couple different things at this point. You can either kind of knot it around your finger to create a loop, but then you can put the knot from the other side through and have that be kind of your cinching point. Or I've never been real fond of that method unless it's like using a button or something that's a little bit bigger, because it still tends to slip. So I just knot it, and just a simple knot as such. And so you've got two knots, and then you just end up using the strings, if you will, to tie if you want, or you can even cut off a couple of the strings, so you don't have such a bulky amount, and just use those to tie on. But it's going to be a tie-on bracelet, and so hopefully you can kind of see that it is literally a square formation with kind of the chevrons or V's, if you will, or boning, whatever term you want to use, on all four sides. So hopefully you learned something there, and try it out. It doesn't take long. Makes a nice rope too if you're using bigger for whatever use you might have for yourself, not just for jewelry. Thanks. Have a good one.